Peace. This is the human races of nature by reason in accordance to science. Listen to reason. Defining or identifying a person, place, or thing is what differentiates or distinguishes that person, place, or thing from other persons, places, and also things. Otherwise, there is confusion in the mind of the student or knowledge seeker who reads or hears unclear information on the subject. And information on races of peoples is no exception. As it stands today, a race of people, by definition, is all people who grow genuinely kinky hair upon their heads by nature. All people who grow curly hair upon their heads by nature, or all people who grow straight hair upon their heads by nature. Therefore, basically and scientifically, there are three major races of people on planet Earth and all other planets of people populations with hair. First, there is the Ta-Kendoi race, or the space race. And the ancestors of the Ta-Kendoi race originated in the top half of the S.M.A.T circle of order. Let it be remembered always, and let it be known. Listen to reason. And secondly, there is the Man-Kendoi race, or the matter race, and progenitors of the Man-Kendoi race originated in the bottom half of the order circle of nature. And thirdly, there is the Mongoloid race, or the time race, and the forerunners of the Mongoloid race are the Ta-Kendoi race and Man-Kendoi races of planet Earth. The Ta-Kendoids and Man-Kendoids are opposites by nature, and the Mongoloids are the results of interracial mixing and mingling culturally, spiritually, physically, and sexually somewhere along the line of time and energy and activity. The Ta or Ta-Kendoids grow genuinely kinky hair on their heads by nature, okay, and are called the original race and the Ethiopian race. The Man-Kendoids grow genuinely straight hair on their heads by nature and are called the evolutionary race, and the Mongoloids grow variously curly hair on their heads by nature and are also called the Mingalese mixed genes race. These three major races of people are the planetary nation on planet Earth. These three basic races of humanoids are classified into subdivisions of human beings as given further ahead in this topic. Attention, this book contains introductory writings as book one, therefore this information is relatively abbreviated and to the point. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. Listen to reason. What mainly concern peoples on Earth are individuals and groups of people and races of people, their past, present, and future, and also well-being for the present and future. What concern peoples are justice, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and what further concern peoples is knowledge. Gathering correct information which gives them knowledge of their origins and the origins of the universes and the places and things and persons there be. Noon, of which this is part, deals and indeed treats on origins of persons, places, and things, and races of people are no exception. When a universe first comes into being, that is, at the origin of a universe, it is void of flesh and blood creatures. Therefore, there are no individual male and female persons to start any human race of people in the universe. Hence, the existing powers that be must do that. And note this, at the beginning of the universes, at their birth, death did not exist. Therefore, death was surely no threat to life anywhere in the universes. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. Listen to reason. The specific creative powers that the writer has in mind are the sun, earth, and moon in this part of our solar system and universe, and the spirit beings of these universe orbs. the original people on planet Earth were flesh and blood beings called gods and goddesses, who were originated by the sun, earth, and moon via brain newts and 9 reason, plus the laws and cycles of absolute nature, and there were 9 subdivision races of them as compared today to 3 major races and numerous subdivision races of human beings called the planetary nation on Mother Goddess Earth at this writing. The 9 subdivision races of gods and goddesses constituted the universe race, or universe nation on planet Earth, and by extension, the universes. The 9 races of gods and goddesses were originated at different intervals of time, beginning at East Point 6 and proceeding counterclockwise, but terminating at Point 6 West. Okay? This is one of the diagrams showing the S.M.A.T circle of order of humans and gods and goddesses on the planet. Now, the beings that you see listed on the right top half of the circle, these are the flesh and blood gods and goddesses that, by way of 9 science and 9 nature, created the Ethiopian race. Okay? The Phoenician race is a natural race, and the Indian race is a natural race. These races are closer to the Ethiopian race than any other race, okay? And then you see the humans on the bottom. Top half of the S.M.A.T circle and bottom half of the S.M.A.T circle. Let's get back to it. Okay, but since original gods and goddesses, flesh or spirit, once created, never cease to exist in some form or formula as long as the universes last, at the horizon of evolution and death, Point 6 West, they metamorph, magically change or transmute composition and form, and become human beings and animals at different intervals of time through the egg and sperm process, beginning at Point 6 West and proceeding counterclockwise but ending at Point 6 East and regaining their original form and composition at Point 6 East. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. Listen to reason. However, there were exceptions to change of form as far as general outline is concerned, because human beings have the basic original form of the original flesh and blood gods and goddesses of planet Earth and the universes. Images of the original flesh and blood gods and goddesses will be shown in future writings. So to suffice here to state that each race of gods represented a phase and fact and reality of nature. Those representing the space of nature were the Melopygmy race, the Vacopygmy race, and the Neopygmy race. Those representing the matter of nature were the Hydropygmy race, the Aeropygmy race, the Geopygmy race, and the Pyropygmy race, and the Zyopygmy race. And those representing the time of nature were the Ectopygmy race. The Melopygmy race stood for the blackness power of space and vacuum and its magic power of germination for reproduction. The Vacopygmy stood for the magnetic attraction and suction power of voidness and vacuum for nature, and the Neopygmy stood for the opposite of matter and the positive opposites in matter, represented by the letter N and the number 9. The Hydropygmy stood for the water and liquids element of matter. The Aeropygmy stood for the air and gases element of matter. The Geopygmy stood for the earth and solids element of matter. The Pyropygmy stood for the fire, acid, and ether element, brain newts in matter, while the Zyopygmy stood for the opposite of space, vacuum, and the negative opposites in matter, represented by the letter Z and the number 6. The ectopygmy stood for the duration and preservation power of time. The Takandoid race brought these representations into the bottom half of the circle of order in the person of its branches. The foregoing nation of gods and goddesses are the 9 subdivision races of original flesh and blood beings on Mother Earth who existed in the top half of the S.M.A.T circle of order. Let it be remembered always, and let it be known. Okay, with this reading right here, I'll leave this right here, and this is the human races of nature by reason. Peace.